All right, everybody. I'm going to try to do this in one take and walk around the unit real quick. Put up some shelving. I'm working on my LED lights to light everything up. This is where my kitchen is going to be. Of course, everything's got to be in the center, or anything that's major is going to be in the center. And so I'm working on that. I'm thinking about putting in a window in one of these solid walls, just because it's like it's living in a aluminum can, because there's no light. You get these other windows, but they don't offer that much. So I still have a couple repairs to do before it starts raining. I still need to find out what's going on with the hot water tank. If anybody knows that this thing's got a hot water tank on it, I would like to know. It's got this centrifuge pump. Still haven't gotten any answers on that thing. So I'm still trying to figure stuff out. And it's been a chore getting things done. I got a couple more repairs on these jacks to do yet. This jack here was broken, and I gotta refix that somehow. I'm still figuring that out. Well, today I'm actually gonna make some homemade tortillas, and here's the recipe right here. We're gonna try to do this in one take. Like I said, I ain't got much light, and I ain't that smart to do any editing right now. I ain't got no Adobe. So here we go. Now, find out that mixing up in a bag is so much easier. Putting your ingredients in there. Now I'm going to do this, mix this up. It's best if it sits for at least 20 minutes, but I let mine set for 12 hours at least, and it seems to work a lot better. And when you're camping, this is perfect because it's really easy to make. So, of course, my mixture is not scientific. It's like about 3/4 of a teaspoon to me, tablespoon. And I learned you definitely don't want to over salt it. So another 3/4 tablespoon. I'm a tiny living. Everything's got multiple uses. So 3/4 cup, half cup if you're using oil. I'm using vegetable oil today. It seems to work very well. The reason why I wanted to show you this is that this is kind of important to get this texture right. And you say, oh, you got to just put all that oil in there. Yeah, but it's going to disappear really quick. I'm going to mix it up, my dry ingredients and the little bit of wet, and it all mixes up pretty good. Wow, but I've been focused in somehow. Yeah, zoomed in by accident. One hand into editing. Of course, I just have my phone now. So, as you can see, the oil is starting to get gone, and it's just like a flour. But it's almost like it's snowflakey. The texture is definitely different. But with the lard or this is what I do to get rid of that little bit of oil that's in my cup. Out. you're poor, waste not, want none. You don't waste nothing, right? See, comes out a little bit cleaner. Definitely want to protect the Ziploc. We're getting another dough in there. Then, find the best thing to do is use hot water. When I do the hot water, that's why it's cooking. I do the hot water. I don't do measurements because each altitude is different. It'll take a little bit more water or humidity in the air. But I know the key thing is you want hot water. You want that dough to get activated and get going. I'd say I probably put a cup in there. Oh, that'll happen sometimes, especially when you're doing it one-handed. I could have done it like this. But I usually need it until the bag is clean and the dough is sticking all together. Sometimes you'll have to let out a little bit of air. This way you can definitely tell everything's getting mixed right. Now I also can tell if I need to add water or not, because you can see me put the water in there. It looked like I put a lot in there, but really I think I put too little in there. Because if it's too dry, you will have yourself some saltine crackers, not tortilla. And if you don't have enough oil or enough lard, it'll just rip apart on you. It won't have no elasticity in it. As you can see, the bag is getting clean. And what I don't want is I don't want it to look flaky. If it looks flaky, I'm going to have to add a little bit more water. And this looks a little flaky, so I'm going to add a little bit more water. Because if you're flaky, man, you'll get saltines in a heartbeat. I just put a couple drops in there. See? Just enough to get that a little bit more wet. And you know you've done too much when your bag looks milky. And the water's not soaking up into the dough. But if it gets nice and clean again, you add it just the right amount. And you see, it gets where you see the dough still kind of sticky. That's perfect. You're not going to let it rest after I knead it a little bit more. I'm going to let it rest for at least 20 minutes. But I like doing like 12 hours. It seems to work better for me. And I'll switch over to rolling. So what I did was I marked on the sheet, and it's important that you know which side you mark on, because it will come off in the dough. You don't want that to happen. So I marked on this side, so I'm going to turn it over to this side. I'm going to put this underneath there so you can see it and still have it. I don't need you on now, but what I do need to do is swap you out with the pan. Swap the pan out, the water, start heating that up. Now, it says to separate your dough into 8 equal parts. I have not been able to do that because I always mix either too much or not enough. But what I go for is a ball about that size, and it's on this food prep thing. It's number 4. I think that's a 4 serving for the dough or for the spaghetti. That's what I think that is. But these little spatulas from Cooking Club of America work excellent for helping me out with the tortillas. So, and this is pretty much like silly putty. If your hands aren't clean, you're gonna know. So when you have the kids help you make this, which is a real good idea because it's really simple, their hands will tell the tale. So I'm gonna set this down again. And I washed my hands before I did this, before I started this. But still think they're a little dirty. All right, so it's a little bit bigger than that, but it'll work. So as you see, I don't need no extra flour. And you want this to be as thin as possible. Of course, this is always fun trying to do this one-handed. Woohoo! As you see, I'm almost getting to my goal. He's never come out perfectly round. I try and I try. I'll get it someday. If anybody's got some tips on that, they can let me know. As you can see, I'm doing it as thin as possible, almost to where it's almost looking like it's kind of just and I'm almost to my goal. Look at that. Okay, so as you can see, you can almost see through it. That's what you want. You want to see, it almost has to be translucent, so thin. And you'll see why. I mean, I'll put this on the frying pan and this thing will shrink up and fatten up in a heartbeat. So you see, I'm still stretching it. And I'll do that. Stretch it on both sides. Put it in the pan. And cast iron is the best. I tried another one and it just did not work. And the dough should be kind of forgiving like this is. And it's, you almost stretch it. But you don't want to do too much because then it'll mess up on you. As you can see, I got a bunch of projects going on and a lot of dishes. Actually, what I've noticed is that I'm downsizing on my dishes, and so whatever I have to wash more than 10 times a week is what I'm going to keep. Makes sense, doesn't it? So there it is. And some butter in that pan to get it a little bit more seasoned so it's non-stick. It's perfect. And, oh, it was so good. Well, from the tin can, enjoy this recipe.